Our first kind of key action really centered around incentive design and the feeling that, building on, I guess, what Adam from Diageo was saying this morning, that actually the way that we incentivize throughout the industry, whether that's agencies, CMOs, or even CFOs and CEOs, needs a lot more focus than we already are putting on there. And that also a huge part of that is about pinpointing the accurate leading indicators that will help us move from short-term action to kind of long-term impact. Secondly, we focused on moving beyond a kind of binary discussion between short and long-term. So it feels like we always seem to kind of want to talk about short-term and long-term as if they're two separate things that happen in isolation, and as if they are not both things that we have to consider in real time kind of constantly. And that actually what we felt we needed to move towards was really a focus on bridging metrics and trying to understand what the impact of those kind of short-term measures were on kind of long-term. And really thirdly, keeping to my minute, thirdly that was about a much stronger cultural alignment around the long-term. So it feels like the buzz is continually around short-term measures, short-term metrics, and that, you know, partly due to the kind of the human aspect of it, we all love that instant gratification of that short-term kind of hockey stick, rather than the 1 or 2% kind of movement on some of the long-term metrics. But that actually we're allowing those short-term metrics to drive culture, and that actually that needs to be flipped around, and that through training, through language, and through embracing a language that understands risk much better, and that embraces that ability to look at the past as definitive, but also focus on how we can talk about the long term with a language of probability and with much more of a language of finance, are really going to help us kind of move forward. And that ultimately all three of these things come with a recognition that we're complicit in this problem, and that we need to start becoming part of the solution and put the best of us and the best of our ability, our thinking, and our collective resources for an industry built on behavioural change and influence. We're not doing a very good job at it ourselves. So really that was the kind of ultimate focus of our session. That's it.